Yeah, big welcome to you, my dear Leo. So this is the reading for Sun in Capricorn, where Capricorn is giving you now through Saturn, through the attachments, the light to your full moon. And we are going to the right. And so here we have Leo and then Capricorn, right, as a succession to the right, because you are going to have your full moon in the next reading. And so this is the last reading before you have your full moon. And so we're going to look what attachments do you still have to an extent where you cut a rose and attach a flower to your desire. And of course, the snake helps us to come out of that and see in the third eye the liberation. And you calling the spirits, you call into the left, right? You are connected with the sun, and the sun now in Capricorn is influencing you very strongly because the sun is your energy, right? And so when the sun is in a sign, then you feel that sign very profoundly. And that's why you need to always be connected on a spiritual level to yourself, right? And so the message here is very clear. Make sure that you get not attached to the zodiac sign the sun is stationing in right now. So here we have Saturn and here we have the sun. And in the yoga position here, we can see that we don't want to work ourselves up to the third eye or the sixth chakra, right? Because the card number 15 is the 5 senses plus one more sense, the sixth sense, which creates the third eye, and then we get calculated the 15 together, a 6. And the 6 is self-love. Here you find true self-love. And that's what the snake indicates, the kundalini. You dancing up and you're not working up into the third eye, and see that it is possible. It is possible to liberate yourself. Now I gave you, of course, the lion's breath again and again, because we see how the lion is like roaring right into the spirit. And so here you recognize the infinite eight, the sticking out of the tongue when you do that breath, and awakening your core, because you are the number 8, and the 8 is that infinite spiral of strength, gaining a certain strength in that knowledge of infinity, right? 10th house of social status and the 5th house of fun and enjoying and looking at the play of your fingers, of your hands, how you can work with them, right? So it's really important to understand that these combinations right now exist only once a year, particularly Sun in Capricorn and Moon in your sign. But if we include all the other planets, then this moment is unique, right? It doesn't exist again in your life. So the court card is the King of Fire, and here you are connected with Leo, the extrovert, the 5th house of happiness and play and fun. And so you can see he's very much connected with his heart. And of course, the sun gives him that wisdom, a wisdom that is actually giving a light off, right, when you use it and harness it the right way. Is your birthday between July 13 and August 12, then is this your court card in good tarot that I gave you. Back to the last reading, you had Sagittarius Sun giving Leo Moon the light. You're dreaming of a new relationship, well, trust and believe. So you can see here the lady that came through the Jupiter, a sunny day, the seer, the fun, a lot of beautiful energy, also the lovers, right? And so hopefully that reading gave you the hope of not giving up, that a relationship is possible. Now the devil is ruled by Saturn, right? And Saturn also rules the world. So today we're going to look at the world as an inspiration, not at the end, but as an inspiration. And so I'm going to pick a card right now to see, back then, right, you were called by Jupiter, which rules Sagittarius, to dream of a new relationship. And you had the number 40, oh sunny day, right, to dream yourself into that. You are the sun, right? That's your planet. And so today we're going to look what the world wants to tell you, because the world is the last stage of the 22 major arcanas, right? And so we're going to have a look what's talking here to you. And you get the Six of Voices. And the Six of Voices is the best sword card, right? Because it's all about Mercury in Aquarius. And so you can see 21 plus 6 is 27. And 27 is then again calculated together a 9, a completion. When you take the step, right, and the muse is pushing you, you can see she's literally, yes, go. I am helping you to go the path of learning, understanding, because Aquarius, the age of Aquarius, right, all of that is important because it brings us to the next level now. It's the age of technology, of community, finding your tribe. And so it's almost like she's literally saying, go and take that path out to the full moon, because, you know, you're going to the right, and that's the path to the full moon. And so the 6 is that self-love. When we calculate Capricorn together, right, the 15 becomes a 6, and the 6 is always that I understand what it's all about now. And so here you are getting an invitation in the world to show who you really are, right? To go, the muse is pushing you and saying, yes, show yourself. There's a new world waiting for you. There are many, many worlds, right, that are living next to each other. And I always say it, right? I can go out here with a bad mood and I meet all the people with the bad mood, but I can also go out there with a good mood and really make that effort to myself to go out with a good mood, and I meet all the people with the good mood. So there's 2 different worlds, right, that I can meet. And so here you are called to learn, because Mercury is the information. Mercury is the one that says, get the information, get the language, then to speak about it. And then when you have your full moon, you're going to be like, here I am. And so this is a very beautiful moment here, right? Because you can see then out of that comes the 9. And the 9 is, of course, that big completion. Good. So we begin and read to the right. And the first card on the position of the Fool is here the Page of Swords. And you see the Page of Swords is that person that dares to go out, is that person that says, yes, mentally I learned enough, so now I can stand here and give to the world what I've learned, what I've understood. And that crazy idea that actually the Fool brings, and you see the Fool is facing to the left, is bringing you become young in the way you think, because the young generation right now is teaching us how to handle the new information that is rushing in, that is coming all the time. And so you feel there is through Uranus, right? Uranus is connected with the Fool and with the star, which is Aquarius, right? And so there comes something new, a new type of thoughts. You were pushed now. The world is pushing you to show yourself, and here you stand proud. You took that step and you took that leap onto land, and here you are, and you're like, yes. Now these are all three air signs, which is of course Gemini and Libra and Aquarius. Then on the position of the Magician comes the circle. In that circle you learn to accept the differences of the people. You see a white hand, a black hand, a green hand, a red hand, a pink hand, and you recognize now the 8 is talking directly to you. You gaining strength by standing here straight. You get the 3 is like the Empress, a new state of consciousness that is coming to you, and you get the 8 portal here with the understanding that you're learning and that you know what you're doing. With the 1 you get a 9, and so the 9 portal is framing the 3. You took that step, the world is pushing you to take that step, and now you're coming into your circle, a circle that is welcoming you, a circle that is inspiring you, a circle that is creating new things. And with the Magician, the 9 is then the completion. And the Magician is connected with Mercury, right, which is your consciousness and your language. And here we have Mercury in Aquarius. And so Mercury is actually pushing you to speak up, to speak your experience. And I wanted to, of course, know what is coming through the circle. And I picked here the Sun of Cups, and the Sun of Cups is Pisces. I'm just going to put the pages down. So you get Pisces, the Knight of Cups, and he is sitting here and he's meditating, and he knows that he's supported. He knows that whatever he does with the flute, he's playing the love song, right? And so he's the Zodiac sign number 12, and the 12th house of art and spirituality. And so meditate on how you can create your art in your circle, in your tribe. And I think that's what's coming up. This tribe is helping you to really be you, to really recognize, hey, I have deep within me a voice. I have deep within me something I want to tell to the people, because the muse has pushed me. The muse has given me the power to now stand up for myself in this world and show that I am magic, right? That I can create magic. And so the 9 is then plus the 12, then the 21, and the 21 is the world. The 3 again is left here in these 3 cards, and so recognize that something really beautiful is talking here to you. On the position of the High Priestess, which is your intuition, comes the 6 of Cups, and the 6 of Cups speaks about letting go of the past, right? Here the Lord of Pleasure, because sometimes certain good things make us want more of the good things, and then we immediately are attached. Then we are like the rose, dependent, and we don't want that. Now this is connected with Sun in Scorpio, and Sun in Scorpio is then, back then, maybe Sun in Scorpio reading, right? Because Sun is your star, and that star was in deep down in the mystic. And so your intuition has grown since then, right? And the 6 and the 2 is an 8. So you get, again, an 8-8 portal. So you have the 8-8-8 portal, right? Because it's important for you to understand now that your emotions yes, they were important back then. They gave you a perspective, but you gotta let them go, and you gotta now dwell, of course, in the center of it. And so you have 1, 2, 3 cups, 1, 2, 3 cups. So the dualities are fulfilled in body, mind, and soul. And then the 8 comes out of it when you add the intuition, and your intuition is saying, I'm gonna have a good time, I'm gonna enjoy my life, because the 8 is giving you now the right perspective, right? The strength to be that and to live that. Then on the position of the Empress, which is connected with Venus, comes the judgment, the calling, the call also, right? And this is connected with Pluto. And Pluto is, of course, the mystic and the shadow side. And so you can see that there is a calling now after you have gotten the 8 in your intuition. And the Empress, right, the 3 and the 20 is a 23, which then creates a 5. And the 5 can be back connected to the 5th house of joy and playing. And so your calling is to remember why you came here, to have fun, to enjoy yourself, to play. And that is what the Empress is then bringing as a state of consciousness, to have that enjoyment, to know that you have come here to bring the cat play to it, right? Even though sometimes cats are a little brutal, right? They're playing with their food. So nevertheless, you have to learn that this is something now that is deep embedded inside of you. And so this is your calling. So listen to your calling. And then on the position of Leo in the moon. Leo in the moon, you get the 4 of Wands. And the 4 of Wands is connected with Venus in Aries. Now, Venus in Aries is a high time, is the time where you enjoy what you're doing, right? And again, that's the calling here with the Empress, because Venus in Aries is the Emperor, is the 4, and here's the 3. So the calling, your understanding of how you can now evolve and move on, is that you are with Venus in the Emperor, recognizing that then you can sit here and be the light and enjoy and be the high time. You are creating the high time. And the 8 and the 4 is a 12. The 12 is the Hanged Man, or the 12 is here Pisces, that is teaching you to meditate and to go deep within, into the arts, into the spiritual, into the learning and searching of love that is deep within all of us. But it could also be the 12, the Hanged Man, that you're just about to enjoy yourself again so much that it's like amazing, right? So that you can really like, yes, I am learning to be this inspiration deep down in my subconscious, because that's what the moon does. The moon is bringing those deep feelings and subconscious to us, and then of course calculated together we get a 3. And the 3 is back maybe here with these 3 air signs, and learning to also see the 3 with the 12 of the Knight of Cups, learning and understanding and becoming more and more truly what are you meant to be as an inspiration here in this dimension. Then on your position, right, the King of Fire, comes the 7 of Wands. Now you have 4 Wands and 7 Wands, and that's an 11. And the 11 as a degree of mastery. 33 is the end of it. The 11 in the Kabbalistic tree of life is the inner teacher, is the inner knowledge, is the learning. and you're learning to accept the 11 as the opposite sign, the 11th zodiac sign, Aquarius, which is giving you the light in your full moon, right? Aquarius is opposite of you. And so the message here of Mercury in Aquarius is a direct message from your opposite sign. Just take that step. And you did, right? Maybe in your youth you did take that step. You did stand proud. And now you can be standing proud again in your circle. Because in your circle you found people that are like you, right? But completely different, because this is a water sign and you're a fire sign, but they are teaching you something, and they teach you to enjoy and to see that pleasure is something that comes and goes, but a deeper pleasure of intuition is wanting to come to you and bringing you the calling to really be you, to really be through Pluto, through the transformation, be you. And then you have said, okay, I am doing that. I am doing that through Venus in Aries, because Venus in Aries is that moment of, I enjoy myself. I am in my I'm in my stability, right? I'm in my high time. I arrived, and I will arrive next month, right, in the full moon there, and enjoy it. And so here we get then the 11th wands, and that's that teacher that has the courage to, even while you're going out to the full moon, never lose sight of who you truly are, with the 7 that is then the crown chakra, the 4, the heart, which beats, right? Your heart beats very strong. And so the 5 and the 7 creates a 12, the hanged man, and the hanged man then becomes a 3 again. So the 3 is the empress. The 3 is then the calling to be really the 5th house of joy and fun, right? And so Yi is showing there is a possibility to be that, right? To arrive there. And so recognize that. That's the inner teacher that is teaching you that. Then on the position of the devil. Here in the Wandering Star, we see the devil again as you learn that your third eye, the 6th chakra, is then the inspiration. And you see the snake again walking up that wand and creating then in your next full moon here that you are getting through Aquarius, not through Capricorn, but Capricorn is already letting you know, yeah, then you get that next wand, right? The wand that is then here creating out of the 4 and the 7 wands, which is the 11, then the 12. The 12 again as the hanged man. You are learning that when you go up, when you're learning that creativity and sexuality is important, you don't have to attach yourself to it, because we see in your deck that the temptation, the card number 15, is about falling asleep. And the Ace of Wands is letting you know, don't fall asleep. Don't attach yourself. Don't listen to Capricorn that is lurking you into the first 5 senses. Go beyond. Go to the 6th sense, right? And so we get the 15 plus the 1, which is the 16, which is the Tower, which is Mars. Mars is destroying sometimes things. But then comes out of that the 7, the liberation, the 7th chakra, the 7 wands, the 7 here. And you're learning that you are now deep down through Capricorn, which is in the sun, learning that this is important, that you are liberating yourself, that you're going from 6 up to the 7th chakra. And so that's what's talking here. Go to the 7th chakra. Once you're in the third eye, you can reach the 7th chakra and liberate yourself, right? And so you have a 7-7 next to it. Very beautiful, right? We can see right away there is a very powerful message already coming to you. Then on the position of the moon, which brings you here the dream oracle, you get the me talks, the repairing the body, mind, spirit, right? And you see here that the 39 is, when we calculate it together, the 12. Remember that you had here the 6 of cups, the 3 cups here, and the 3 cups here. It's almost like saying, yes, then when you integrate your past, the pleasurable moments, but also the moments that weren't so pleasurable, and recognize that they were good because you learned something, that you cleansing yourself now, because the 3 and the 9, right? The 9 is the completion, but the 3 is then, of course, recognizing that you will be the empress, that you can be an empress, because the empress is bringing you here the last judgment, and the last judgment is the call to be truly awakened, right? And so the 39 becomes a 12, and then the 3 is left. And so again, the Hanged Man is when we go into the water, when we cleanse, when we use water, right? You don't like so much water, but here the water is really good for you. And so here I wanted to see what is coming up to you. And here I'm going to just put the Ace of Wands to the side, comes the Judgment. The Judgment comes again as the awakening, the 2020. And so the 2020 is here to teach you now the calling is coming one more time, even in your dreams. And you see the Ankh, and the Ankh is that person, is that spirit bringing from the heart the rainbow over the earth, right? And the crossing, the 4 is here the 4 of Wands, right? Venus in Aries, creating now the next step. And I just want to read to you what this is talking about. It's a very beautiful message. It's to the right, right? And the Judgment, the goddess, is the Egyptian Ankh, or life force pouring rainbow light from her heart. She is the planet Venus, who has come to help her sister Earth at a critical time, right? And the Empress is connected with Venus, and so you have here this one more time, right? You have it now in a more shamanic tradition, showing you that the last judgment can be seen from so many different angles. And so the goddess is asking for us humans to bring forth our best work. She accepts all our offerings. With these offerings, the world becomes a better place in which to live. Now to the right, it means Judgment is actively initiating a change and bringing in healing energy. So you cleanse yourself, and then you recognize that the 3 that was left here plus the 20 is a 23, and that's the 5. You, when you take the call to really awaken and to be really the 5-5 portal here, then you can be really the 5th house of joy and fun, and be the extroverted personality that you are, and show it to the world, because you have understood it deep down in your subconscious, in your feelings, because that's the shift, that's the change. And remember, this is connected with Pluto, and Pluto is going to be next year for 20 years in Aquarius, and Aquarius is your opposite sign, and Aquarius is bringing you, well, bring it on, right? Mercury in Aquarius, take that step, take that leap. And so then on the position of the Sun comes here the desert. The 13 comes that moment where you recognize, when you cleansed, when you have realized your calling, that the calling after the cleanse is then being completely happy in the alone time. That here, right, the 19 is the 10, and the 13 is again the 23. And so the 23 becomes the 5, and here you are again, called to be happy, called to be playful, called to be joy, right? Because the 13 is the death card. Then sometimes we can die a little death, because we have the 1 and the 3 little birds. We have the help of these 3 air signs, right? Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And so Aquarius is calling you, right? Aquarius is the one that is opposite of you. Aquarius has talked here as well, right? And so you then feeling the 4 here, right? The 4 is the 4 wands that you got on the strength card, right? And so when we calculate that together, we get the 5 again. And so the 5 says, yes, you want to be enjoying yourself. And I wanted to see why you're here now in this solitary moment is because you get here a Libra, the Priestess of Swords. And I'm going to put this down. The Priestess of Swords is letting you know, bring with this bird, right? One of these birds, use them as the bringer of the new consciousness that you have put yourself in, because she's Libra and she is intentionally sending the owl out for the next year, because you're the last reading I'm doing in year 2023, and 23 is the 5, right? Plus the 2 is the 7. The 7 is emotional success. And she's the 7th zodiac sign, right? And so she's almost like letting you know, yes, I came as a young generation, but now I also come as a priestess to you and help you to push yourself forward. And so here we get the 10, we get the 13, which is a 4, which is then 14, can also be Sagittarius, right? Sagittarius then, of course, which brought you back then, you're dreaming of a new relationship, well, trust and believe, right? So then you have the 5 and the 7 is the 12, the Hangman. You're really letting go. You're really understanding now that something is shifting, because the 12 then becomes the 3. And the 3 is connecting you back, of course, again to these 3 zodiac signs, right? And so connecting you now to the world, which is here the 6 of Swords, right? You recognize that learning, everything you can learn, so you can send off this owl with your wishes, or one of these birds out with the wishes. Maybe here is Libra, and here's Gemini, and here is Aquarius, and you are recognizing that you're supported with your fellow friends and people, because you had the 8, you had the circle, and in the circle you find all the people that can bring you beautiful things, like here Pisces, right? You have Pisces and you have a Libra here. So these are the people that are helping you. These are the people that are bringing you the understanding, yes, these 3 air signs, plus of course the Pisces energy, right, helping you to now take that path, learning more about yourself and understanding that here is the 9, the completion, the ending of a cycle, right? And that's when you're in your full moon. You are recognizing that the full moon is actually bringing you quite a message, that you in the next month are gonna see, hey, I think I'm gonna now call the next year, and I'm gonna call the next reading, and I'm gonna call into the next reading that I want to celebrate my full moon. I do want to have the courage, right, to go up. I do want to have the courage to also face whatever I have to face, because there is joy. There is the inner teacher deep within me, because these 3 cards here show the strength that you have very clearly, right? That you have here 12 wands. That's then the Hangman, and that's then again the number 3. So learn to arrive and to just be who you want to be, because here comes this young generation that is helping you to transform into that next path, which is your full moon next month. Very beautiful reading. So I hope I see you in the next one, because that's when you get your full moon reading, right? And you are prepared. You are going there. The calling is to be the 5th house of fun and joy. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.